This is Studio Talk, and I'm Barry Johns. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Tegeler Audio's Creme. If you're not familiar with the unit, what it is a master bus processor that includes a Pultec style EQ along with a master bus compressor. If you're like me and like most people, you're going to put a master bus processing on your stereo out before you start mixing. What that's going to do is it's going to bring life into tracks that ordinarily you may not notice was there without it. So remember, as you're mixing, you're not trying to mix and get a mastered mix. You're trying to get a great mix that you can send out to mastering later on. I always recommend having someone else master your particular songs to get a fresh set of ears if that's an option for you. So now for some general housekeeping. The songs that you're going to hear today were downloaded from Mix Like a Pro. As part of their academy, you can download all the multi-tracks that they have available and be able to practice mixing in your home studio to be able to try different genres, different styles of music, all types of things like that to really hone your mixing skills. What does the fact that I downloaded these multi-tracks from there mean for me? Well, it means I'm not going to make any money whatsoever off of this video, and I don't care. Ultimately, what I want to be able to do is provide a service to you, all the viewers, and hopefully this video will do just that. Now, this video is not sponsored by Produce Like a Pro. I happen to be a strong advocate of what he's doing over there for the reasons that I just stated. So if that's something you'd like to do, go check him out over there. It's a very positive community, and I highly recommend it if you're just learning, whether you're a young person getting started or whether you're somebody my age getting started for the first time. There's always something to learn, and that's a great place to go and do it. All right, so hopefully you listen to these in your studio on your monitors, or at the very least with a nice set of headphones and not using your phone's audio or some earbuds. I don't think you're going to truly be able to evaluate until you've listened to it in the right context and the right environment. If you didn't do that, I encourage you to go back and check it out again. If you look at the top, you see the Pultec style EQ. It starts out with your low boost. That's the amount of boost you're going to apply to the selected frequency next to the right of that under low frequency, and that's the low frequency in which you wish to boost. Next to that is the high frequency selector that you're going to particularly choose to boost if you choose so, and then next to that is the level of boost. Then next to that is the output, then the VU meter. Down below for the compressor section of the unit, what you have is a threshold, and then next to that the attack, the release, and then finally the ratio. I have found for mixed bus processing, in my opinion, the 2-to-1 ratio sounds the best, but you'll get a chance to see that when we get into the audio samples. For the audio samples, there's no processing whatsoever other than a Tegeler Creme placed on the stereo master bus. There's no plugins or outboard hardware used anywhere in this. Basically, the multi-tracks were pulled into Cubase/Nuendo, levels brought up fairly quickly, and some panning done, and that's about it. So this is not to judge the mix or anything like that. This is basically what it's going to sound like when you get started mixing. For each audio sample, we'll start with the EQ, all dialed back to having no effect whatsoever, and the same thing with the compressor as well as the switches. I'll start to bring them in, and I'll point to them as I'm bringing them in. So like I said before, I downloaded the multi-tracks really to give you, ultimately the listener, a variety of different styles of music in which to sample this particular unit. So let's head over to the audio samples because that's why you're here, and let's see what this thing sounds like. This song is called Rider by Carter Thomas.
That's the job I have, stacking up my chips, rainy days and shit, settle down with kids, I don't think I will, spinning like that wheel, fortune I can feel, what's it mean to be a rider, well I thought you never asked me, hey, 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 well I've been waiting all day for the right time to tell you, girl. Hey, baby, I'm a rider. There's no suicide. Yeah, we should go for a drive. Yeah, the man between the men. That's the job I have. Stacking up my chips. Rainy days and shit. Settle down with kids. I don't think I will. Spinning like that wheel. Fortune I can feel. What's it mean to be a rider? Well, I thought you never asked me. Hey, 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 hey. Well, I've been waiting all day for the right time to tell you, girl. Hey, baby, I'm a rider. There's no suicide. Yeah, we should go for a drive. Yeah, the man between the men. That's the job I have. Stacking up my chips. Rainy days and shit. Settle down with kids. I don't think I will. Spinning like that wheel. Fortune I can feel. What's it mean to be a rider? Well, I thought you never asked me. Hey, 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 hey. Well, I've been waiting all day for the right time to tell you, girl. Hey, baby, I'm a rider. There's no suicide. Yeah, we should go for a drive. Yeah, the man between the men. That's the job I have. Stacking up my chips. Rainy days and shit. Settle down with kids. I don't think I will. Spinning like that wheel. Fortune I can feel. What's it mean to be a rider?
This song is called Long Way Home by Gilead. This song is called Burn by Little Empire.
I'll never
This song's called Into You by Zelmer.
I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put a spell on me. I'm talking about you. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. I'm talking about you. That's no fight in the voodoo that you bring. I'm talking about you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put a spell on me. I'm talking about you. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. I'm talking about you. That's no fight in the voodoo that you bring. I'm talking about you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put a spell on me. I'm talking about you. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. I'm talking about you. That's no fight in the voodoo that you bring. I'm talking about you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you. I'm crashing into you.
This is using the Tegeler Audio Creme as bus compression for the drums. So now that you've had a chance to listen to the samples, I'm going to tell you what my experience has been having used this in my studio for over 2 months. When you consider the fact that this thing costs less than $2,000 From all of my knowledge and experience, there is not another piece of hardware or a combination of pieces of hardware that can get you into anywhere near this price range at this quality. It's not even a topic of discussion. You're not going to be able to do it. I don't care. Yes, you can go budget in and buy lower end cloned Pultec EQs and a lower end cloned bus compressor. And not that there's anything wrong with those. I have some of those things here in my particular studio. But in the end, this thing is absolutely fantastic. It has blown my mind for the price. If this thing were priced at $3,500, I would still say it's a good deal. It's less than $2,000. Are there better overall bus compressors that have a Pultec style EQ as well as a bus compression built into them? Yeah, but you're going to spend a lot more to get that. And I'm not so sure the difference is going to be worth that price. Actually, I seriously doubt it. So if you're somebody that primarily mixes in the box, but yet you've asked yourself, should I really go outside into analog hardware for my master bus processing? Well, my first answer to that is if you can afford it and you think it's worth it to you, then yes, absolutely you should. This thing is going to bring life to your tracks while you're mixing and make that overall experience 1,000 times better. Look, we can all get into the discussion of plugins versus hardware, but in my opinion, there's no other particular place where hardware is going to make a bigger difference in your overall mixing than on your master bus processing. That is where you're going to get the greatest results. As you can see behind me, I've got a lot of hardware and I love using hardware. I use all of it all of the time. But I'm also going to be the first person to tell you that the increase in quality and overall tonality of whatever it is I'm mixing or tracking or anything like that, you're only seeing a marginal increase. It's not a wow, blow your mind kind of difference. But when you've got a piece of analog hardware on your master bus processing, that's where you will notice the difference, and it will make, especially if you do a lot of virtual instrument tracks and primarily not recording a lot of outside audio instruments or outside sources other than your vocals. This is where it's really going to bring those things to life and make them sound 1,000 times better. Now, yes, don't quote me on 1,000. You get the point. It's going to make it sound a heck of a lot better. And so I cannot recommend this unit enough. I think it's worth every penny. And if you're like me, you won't ever want to live without it. That's just my honest opinion, guys. I'm not trying to sell you on a product. Tegeler's not giving me any money to do this. I get nothing from them to do this. I just think when I find a piece of gear that I think is such an incredible value for what you get, I'm going to tell you about it. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Leave me some comments down below. Tell me about your experiences if you've used one. Tell me about your thoughts if you want to entertain purchasing one. There's lots of options out there, but this one, as far as I'm concerned, should be at the top of your list if you're looking for something in this particular price range, okay? So with that said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Helps me grow. But until next time, I hope every one of you have a great day. Bye-bye.